All right, let's talk about a word that causes so much frustration for so many people: seduction. In this explainer, we're going to absolutely demolish the myths that are holding you back from forming real, genuine connections.
I mean, let's just be honest for a second. For a lot of people, that word just feels kind of dirty, right? It brings up these images of being manipulative or dishonest, something you do to someone. But what if that idea is the very first lie we need to crush? Here's the thing. According to our source material, almost all the problems guys have in this area have nothing to do with their looks, their money, or their social skills. Nope. The problem is a completely twisted perspective on what seduction even is. It all starts up here, in your mind. So let's get right into it. We're going to tackle the 4 biggest false beliefs head on. Seriously, clearing this junk out of your head is the single most important first step you can take to start connecting with people in a way that feels natural and, authentic. Okay, this is the big one. This is the myth that just poisons the well for everything else. It's the idea that in order to be seductive, you have to be tricky, deceptive, or controlling. But our source makes it crystal clear this could not be further from the truth. The real difference here, and this is crucial, is your motivation. Manipulation, that's born from neediness and insecurity. It's about a desperate need to control an outcome. But authentic seduction, that comes from the complete opposite place, from a mindset of abundance, respect, and a genuine desire to connect. And that's the core idea right there. You're not trying to force or push anyone into anything. You are simply inviting them into your world, into a moment, a shared experience. There's no pressure, no agenda. It's a complete 180-degree shift from trying to take something to genuinely giving an experience.
IS, the natural myth. You know this one, the belief that some people just have it, and if you're not one of them, well, tough luck. This is just a classic fixed mindset that literally guarantees you'll never even try to get better.
But here's the reality check. Seduction is just a social skill. That's it. It's like learning to give a good speech, or play the guitar, or be a leader. It's something that is learned, trained, and improved over time with practice. Let me be clear. Nobody is born a natural at anything. Man, this has got to be one of the most common excuses in the book. It's so easy to just blame things you think you can't control, like your face or your bank account. But you and I both know that reality tells a very, very different story every single day. We've all seen it, right? You see a guy who looks like a movie star, but he just radiates insecurity. That's a weak inner game. His internal mindset is shot. But then you see another guy. Maybe he's not traditionally handsome, maybe he's not rich, but he's confident, he's fun, he's authentic. His presence is what's attractive. Real attraction is the energy you bring into a room. And finally, we have the myth that boils down a complex, beautiful human interaction to a single physical goal. This might just be the most self-sabotaging mindset of them all. Think about it. If your only focus is on a physical outcome, you completely miss out on the actual interaction. You can't be present, you can't have fun. It just puts all this weird pressure on the situation. The source material is super clear on this. Sex can be a natural, amazing consequence of a great connection, but it should never be the objective. So here's the big takeaway. The real game is the connection itself. It's about enjoying the conversation, building that spark of chemistry, creating a fun, playful vibe together. That's the real win. And when you focus on that, everything else has a funny way of just falling into place. Okay, so this stuff sounds good in theory, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's break down a quick story from the source material that shows these ideas in action perfectly. So the author tells this story about a friend he had back in college they called the skinny guy. And by every conventional standard you can think of, this guy should have had absolutely nothing going for him in the dating world. I mean, just look at this list. He didn't fit any of the stereotypes. He wasn't handsome, he didn't dress well, he had no money, and he didn't have some big, commanding physical presence. He was just a regular guy. So why on earth was he so successful? Because while everyone else was stuck in their own head trying to come up with the perfect thing to say, he was using 2 incredibly simple but powerful secret weapons. And this is the whole point right here. His power wasn't in some script or pickup line, it was in his state of being. First, he was confident, not arrogant, but just genuinely secure and relaxed. And second, his focus was on having fun. He was just there to enjoy the moment, and that kind of energy is absolutely magnetic. He would just walk up, make a light joke, and then he would actually listen. No masks, no tricks, no lines, just him being authentic and relaxed. And within minutes, you'd see a real connection happening. That right there, that is seduction.
All right, let's make this real for you. Here is a simple, actionable drill you can literally start doing today to begin building this new mindset for yourself.
It's a simple 4-step process. First, write down the myths that are rattling around in your head. Second, for each one, write down an empowering truth to replace it. Third, take one tiny action today. Seriously, just look someone in the eye and smile or make a light comment. And fourth, and this is the key, your goal is to practice the mindset, not to get a result. You're just training your brain to feel that human connection is a natural, fun thing.
So we've crushed the myths. We've seen how this works in the real world. So what's the new foundation we're left with? What is the solid new frame you can start building on?
It all comes down to these 4 truths. 1, seduction is connection, period. 2, it is a trainable skill, not magic. 3, it all depends on your inner game, your energy, your authenticity. And 4, the emotional connection, the rapport. That's the real prize. With those old, limiting beliefs totally out of the way, the path is clear for you to build connections that are real, that are authentic, and that are powerful. So, the only question left is, what will you build now?